You're listening to the Immigrant Experience. Now back to your hosts, Emmanuel and Ruben.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Immigrant Experience podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Dualai Koko.
And this is your co-host, Ruben Ashali. Welcome.
Welcome. So on this channel, on this platform of the Immigrant Experience, we'll be looking at youth advocacy in the community.
Yeah.
Do you want to throw some light on that?
Yeah, I think youth advocacy is defined differently depending on the group, on the group of youth you're addressing.
Yeah.
Like how children or youth born and raised in Canada or third or fourth generation of Canadians, they will define and understand advocacy differently.
Yeah, from an immigrant.
From someone who just came in, right? Yeah, that's why we wanted to really have a conversation on this topic and get to define this line.
Of advocacy.
Yeah.
Well, talking about advocacy, we might have seen a lot of advocacy across Canada and all over the world addressing some key global issues. For instance, we'll look at the Iranian lady.
The Iranian movement.
Yeah, the Iranian lady who was actually killed in the hands of the police and which led to the Iranian movement. Yeah. Which is now, you see protests happening all over the world in relation to these topics, in relation to these aspects, to these things which are affecting our society and our community. Yeah. And that makes us wonder if for those who think, oh, I'm not affected by this, then or you notice people keep throwing these trends on social media or posting on their social medias about these things. And sometimes you feel, oh, it doesn't concern me. But if you look at it, advocacy is a global thing. Yeah. And as youths and as people who are trying to build a better society, I think it shows me so much power that the world, how much internet and the community, the world is now a global village, and how much something happening in Iran can actually impact the whole world and have youth actually engage. It shows how much the global trend has changed, where things happening in a community somewhere stays there. Now the people speak up, and the world is becoming more of a global village through this.
I always say there's a need to encourage youth advocacy, especially to immigrants youth. Now I'm talking to the Ottawa context. And I know the issue with advocacy can mean different things to immigrants communities, especially when your family, for example, fled persecution from your home country, coming here, like mentioning your parent, I want to be like, I'm advocating for this, and they'll be like, are you kidding me? Just shut up and live your life. Don't put your life, yourself in that line, because it's something that they have seen, and even you have seen and lived in, and see through, and which explains different things, right? Like your experience pretty much says or like affects how you behave.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. When you talk about that, your experience affects how you behave. Sometimes this explains a lot about how you see immigrants in general, newcomers to Canada, how they approach life, how they approach the work milieu, the work environment, I mean to say, and generally how they approach other people. When you're coming from areas where you've experienced so much traumatic experiences, war, violence, and then you move. I think Canada gives you that space to think about yourself and find yourself again.
But don't forget, not all immigrants flee war or tough situations. The immigrants who are here because they came as international students, whom back home they were living a good life.
I mean,
but again, like we are not generalizing now all immigrants youth. This is how they operate. Like they're the advocate immigrants youth who were like doing advocate work in the community and things like that. But the trend is not sharp.
Yeah,
Like the trend is not active.
Generally, if you look at it globally, there's a trend where most of these communities, whether you're coming as an international student or not, I was an international student, but it's because generally opportunities are scarce in your community, and that's why you're seeking greener pastures, looking for better education, or sometimes not only that too, but just other general issues might affect you to look. It's not, I know firsthand that it's not easy leaving your hometown, everyone you know, your family, friends, and moving to a new city and start a new life.
And what do you think are the importance of advocating?
Well, advocacy
advocacy.
Advocacy in the form we see it right now, like what we see with the Iranian movement, it speaks a lot. I think it goes to empower. It goes to show how much, whether you're home or not, you can create an impact. Whether I don't think that if the rest of the Iranian community based in Canada and other places were not picking up this and acting in the way they are, I don't think the Iranian government will feel so threatened right now and trying to take steps to remedy this situation. But I think because advocacy has grown to a huge global scale, that now something that happens, like we saw that even with the truckers movement, something that happens in an area doesn't stay there. And everyone who is connected and relates with this feels connected to it just by seeing or hearing or by have maybe lived experience from this.
And one thing for sure, one thing that is very, very sudden here is that when youth are encouraged to advocate for their, to have that spirit of advocacy, especially with immigrants youth. Like I'm saying this from experience. I've seen immigrants who are working, like I've worked with a number of friends whom are also immigrants. And when they're going through shit at work, they will not raise their voice. Like they will not, by raising their voice, I don't mean they're shouting. Like they will not advocate for themselves. They will not speak for themselves. And that goes to the line of advocacy. Like if you go through, these are the same people who, if they see something outside, they will not feel comfortable
to talk
about it.
I think that comes to like the different types of advocacies that you can encounter or you can go through, because what is your understanding of advocacy? I think that's a big topic that coming from an environment where freedom of speech is not very free. You would turn to see that, okay, you could advocate and it could be done on different scales. Now, lots of advocacy is done. You see youths doing it through social media, through their social media platforms and other mediums, which are through the internet. But generally, advocacy can be done individually, and it has to be taught. And if you're not taught how to advocate for yourself or how to build healthy boundaries, you're going to be walked all over. And most times, immigrants that, myself, you come from where you have not been taught these healthy boundaries or how to speak up for yourself. And you're literally being thrown on how do they call it? You're being thrown under the bus.
Being used.
Because, I'll just say...
Take advantage of.
Because most times you have people who know how to advocate for themselves, and they'll always speak over you, and you always find yourself in vulnerable situations.
And I think that clearly explain the experiences of like, for example, Iranian women at this time. Where we're having a movement that is led by young people, and the same and the same trend, Iranian women. And at the same time, like I was reading through an article and saying, I think of 80% of Iranian women like have post-secondary education.
Yeah.
And if you're having all that population of educated young people, then you're up for...
And that will go up to see why some of these religion and traditions do not allow them to be empowered. Because definitely they'll feel threatened by it. I feel like some places like Saudi Arabia, they have laws that I know till recently has just been changed or reformed.
Oh yeah, like allowing women to
to better accommodate the female gender. But I think that in general, if you look at even the Black Lives Matter movement that occurred, that was something we've never seen in a large scale in the world before, where the death of someone could literally start a whole movement.
Yeah.
And I think that the global trend, the world is changing, and people are becoming more conscious of their rights.
But you know what I'm really hoping like for the future. How about and again, like this is mainly you'll see it within either immigrants or like other marginalized communities. We only take an action when situation is very bad.
I think you've said a good point there. I think that they're not being very proactive.
Yeah.
They're being reactive.
We only take an action when situation is worse.
Yeah, and you can see that like we clearly saw one lady, Candice, she brought out an article who is in the US about the Black Lives Matters movement and what has been done with the resources that were meant for the Black Lives Matter movement and how it's been redistributed to do different things. And
well, with every movement, you will have, of course, people who come in and use the movement or misuse the movement, and not just the Black Lives Matter, but even like the revolutions where like interventions, people come in and misuse an opportunity and take a different course
and change the whole thing.
And I'm really fearing even for the Iranian women.
Yeah.
Like they're on the street for 6 weeks right now.
Yeah.
Like
and
non-stop.
Lots of
with over 200 people dead already.
Yeah.
Like with over, like these are the number of people know with all the silencing and the media shut down from the government.
Yeah.
Like there's a dark side to advocacy and movements like this.
Yeah.
But we just don't know how like someone might come in and like overtake the movement.
Yeah. Well, I think that from what I've been able to learn from and things I've heard about, lots of Iranian community and other Muslim communities here in Canada have done lots of support for families back in Iran.
Yeah.
And
the support is massive.
Done lots of fundraisers. They're doing fundraisers. So if you want to support movements like that, and like that was what happened with the George Floyd movement. So they're generating lots of money. There are lots of different fundraiser streams to help support the Iranian ladies and the advocacy movement, which is going on right now. And I think that's something individually, I feel it's always hard to speak up for yourself, but I find it's easier when it's being done in a larger scale for people to join the movement.
Yeah. Well, it's as you've said, it's sometimes it's hard to speak for yourself, but like these are the skills. These are the skills, especially immigrants youth have to develop.
Yeah, I think
I know. Like to cultures, you're telling your parents, I'm going against this one, they will curse you.
Yeah.
But these are the things. Immigrants youth are supposed to be picking up.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go to a job interview or for a job offer somewhere, and they see how you don't speak up for yourself, then pretty much step on you.
Yeah.
But if they see you're an active person and you don't let us turn and turn, then you're pretty much drawing that line.
Yeah, you know yourself. Yeah, I think that's very correct because, speaking up true advocacy starts by you speaking up for yourself. It starts, I think that's where communication starts.
Yeah.
I think you being able to recognize that someone is stepping on your toes, or being able to speak up on these flaws or something that you don't like. It's a way to find yourself, build your right.
Yep.
And also, I think as immigrants, from a childhood, kids are always discouraged to speak up. I'm actually finding that, I'm just thinking about that now, and I find as kids you are not always allowed to speak up your mind, or say what you think, and they tell
explain
you,
yourself.
Yeah, these are your elders. And you find that carries on to your childhood, to your adulthood. Where you can speak up to things you see that you don't like. And
exactly. The experience affects how we behave. Like, we're influenced 60% or 80% by the experiences we went through.
Kids, things you see and experience as a child is what you carry on.
Yeah, but it's important to relearn and gain those skills. And always speak for yourself, man.
I find that too, because I have been in situations myself where I've been very vulnerable with that, not being able to speak up for myself in even work environments many times, because and you find you get trampled on, or someone takes advantage of the fact that he's not giving his side of the story. So guess what?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My side is key.
We at the Active Newcomer Youth Ottawa, we understand, we believe that immigrant youth, we have a role to contribute to making sure our lives and the decisions that are taken regarding our lives reflects what we believe in and what we know. And that's why we believe youth advocacy, it's an important role that the Active Newcomer Immigrants Youth supports.
Yes, I think, like what you just rightfully said, advocacy is something we strongly uphold, and we think it's something we should all uphold. Everyone being able to speak up for themselves is empowering, and it helps us to build a better community where no one feels, you're always going to have people who bully others, but if you can always advocate and speak up for yourself, knowing your right, I think it's the first step towards advocacy. It's being able to know what is your right, what can I tolerate, or what is not to be tolerated. I think personally, it empowers you to know what not to let someone do, or when to speak up.
Absolutely. Thank you. So this is a short episode for this week. Thank you so much. And these short episodes will be dropped every Fridays. And these are not our main episode, but some short episodes between Emmanuel and I. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next week again.
Thank you all. Thank you very much for being a part of this, and we're gonna keep this coming. I hope you like it. If you have something you like us to add to it, please leave it in the comment section. Let us know, and please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Instagram at Anyo_2021. #The Immigrant Experience. See you guys next time.